Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at the 54 litre tank. So this is the first tank I set up. It's been set up now for a couple of months. We have some cherry bulbs in here, we have some green neon tetras, we have some neon tetras, we have a zebra loach which is hanging out here, and we have some autosynclus algae eaters which you can see here hanging out on some Java fern. But yes, we're actually going to carry out an experiment today. As you can see, if you look at the wood here and the Java moss, it is really messy. It's got loads of algae on it, loads of bits of debris. Just doesn't look too great. And my goal here is going to be to clean this up. So if we look at the Java moss in this tank, you can see it doesn't look too clean. Has loads of stuff just caught in between it. And if we compare that to over here in the nano tank, you will be able to see a big difference. So this stuff's a lot cleaner, it's a lot more floaty, just nicer to look at really. And I think that is because of these Amano shrimp. These shrimp I've heard are great for cleaning up algae and mess, and by comparing this tank to a tank over there, the 54 litre, that doesn't have any Amano shrimp in it, I think there's a clear difference in how clean the tank is. So as an experiment, we're going to add these guys into the 54 litre tank. There's two of them in here. We're going to add both of them into that tank, and we're going to go back and have a look at the tank every couple of days, just to see how the progress is and see if the tank's cleaner up as I would like. Yeah guys, so about 2 billion hours later, we have a guppy stuck in the net and still no Amano shrimp to be seen. So I am admitting defeat. I have been sitting here trying to get this Amano shrimp out for the last hour to no success. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add this one guy in the tank, the 54 litre tank, over the other side of the room, and then later on, whenever the other Amano shrimp decides to come out again, I will scoop him up and add him later on. Okay, so this guy's now been floating there for about 20 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and add him to the tank. Because this isn't pet shop water, it's my water, I'm just going to go ahead and tip this bag into this tank. So straight away he's went over to the wood, which I'm quite surprised at actually. I was expecting him just to kind of hide for a bit. Maybe that's what he's doing now. But that's a good sign, that's what I wanted. And that's exactly where I wanted him to go. I want him to work his way onto this moss. But yeah, we'll turn the lights off now, let him settle in, and we'll come back over the next couple of days and see how much progress is being made. So it's the next morning here in the 54 litre tank. I've turned the bubbles on in the tank via this filter, just to clear some of the surface film that we were having last night. I've kept my eye on the tank. I've seen the shrimp a couple of times, just kind of in and about this dragonstone here, but for the most part he's still been quite shy. Similar to the one in the nano tank, this shrimp still hasn't poked his head out this morning, which isn't ideal, so maybe I stressed him out quite a lot yesterday. Either way, I think I'm just going to leave it alone just now, so I'm not going to bother trying to get this other Amano shrimp in the tank. What I'm going to do instead is go and buy some more. I figured why not take these to my local fish shop and pick up some Amano shrimp and stick them in the 54 litre tank and just see how that goes. Okay, so we're back. Let's have a look at what we got. Okay, so obviously, first things first, we have some Amano Shrimp. There's 2 of them in here. I went to 3 different local fish stores and only one of them had these 2 in. He's getting more in on Wednesday, so I'll need to go and have a look if I want more. But 2 just now I'm happy with. That means there'll be 3 in this tank overall, which I think is going to be fine. But yeah, let's get these floating in the tank and we'll get them acclimated. Okay, so while we're waiting, we're going to add some live brine shrimp, which I also got at the store, to my 207 litre tank behind me here. The lights are off on it just now, but yeah, let's have a look at that. Okay, so this has now been floating for 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is open up the bag, add some of my tank water into the bag, further acclimate them, and then I'm going to let them go into the tank and we'll see what they do. That's them been sitting there now for another 5-10 minutes. Should be good to go, so let's add them to the tank. So they are now in the tank. I'm just going to close this over so we can't get out. I'm going to leave the lights off for a little while, but we'll come back shortly and have a look and see what's happening. So we're back at the tank a couple of days later, and I can't see the Amano Shrimp, surprise surprise. There is one, he's chilling out in the back here, just to the right and behind the woods. You can just make that out, not very good. I think that's the one I added in from the nano tank because that's one of the bigger ones. The 2 smaller ones I'm hoping are actually in amongst all this dragonstone. However, a potential thing that could have happened is the zebra loach ate them. Zebra loaches eat things like snails and just really anything small enough to fit in its mouth. Now, although this zebra loach is quite small still, the Amano shrimp are really small as well. Probably just slightly bigger than the cherry shrimp. And I wouldn't put cherry shrimp in this tank because I believe that the zebra loach would eat them. So I'm hoping that the shrimp are okay. They could have been eaten, but we'll keep an eye out for them over the next couple of days. So guys, I was just sitting about and look at this. One of the Amano shrimp, which I think is the bigger one that I was talking about, is out and doing its job. Brilliant. That means that it's kind of settled in now. If not, this is the first time that I've seen it out and about and not hiding and not sitting still, so this is great. Okay guys, so a couple of days later and I've still not seen any of the other Amano shrimp. So I'm in the progress of doing my water change just now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to muck about with the rocks in here and see if we can spook them out. If they're not in there, then I'm afraid they're probably dead, but fingers crossed that they're going to be in here still. So that's all the dragonstone out of the tank. Unfortunately, there was no sign of Amano shrimp apart from the one we got from the nano tank. There he is there. So the other 2 smaller ones that we bought from the shop have been eaten, sadly. Obviously for 1, that's a waste of money. For 2, you know, it's just annoying because I never even got to see the shrimp get eaten, so there was no entertainment factor there either. But I guess that's just part of the experiment. I made the mistake. Hopefully now no one else will. If you are watching this, then you'll learn. So what we're going to do now is we're going to gravel back all this stuff where the lava rock was, just to make it tidier. Now we've got a reason and an easy way to get into there, and then we're going to add all this back in and make it look good. So that's the tank filled up again. As you can see, I changed the layout of the dragonstone quite a lot. I've left this gap over here, and what I think I'm going to do is got these bits of wood I'm going to have them sticking out of the side there, but these need to soak first, so I'm going to let that do that. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to just let this settle, come back in the next couple of days and have a look and see how our one and only Amano Shrimp is doing in this tank. Okay guys, so we're now a week on, a week and a half on roughly since the last part of this video, and as you can see there are 2 Amano Shrimp in here, the bigger one at the top there and then the smaller one right there working on the wood. This is the first time, I just did a big water change there, and this is the first time that I've actually saw the second Amano Shrimp in here. So there's one missing still, but I did think they had been eaten, so this is great news for me. As you can see, they're also working their way onto the wood here. It's a bit cleaner in this section. Still got a lot to do, as you can tell, the difference here. But they're making progress, and that means they're doing their job. But yeah, great to see that second Amano Shrimp in there. I thought they were goners, but that gives me some hope for the third one. Hopefully we see that kicking about somewhere in here eventually. Just one other thing I wanted to touch on, and that is about this dwarf sedge. If we look here at these plants, there's 3 of them, there's a new one there. They're all new plants, they're things that are just starting to propagate around the tank, which is great to see, especially from someone like me who is new to aquariums and have planted aquariums. To see that sort of thing happening is great news. So I just wanted to touch on that and say that what I find the easiest plant to grow right now is definitely this dwarf sedge here. So we're back at the 54 litre tank, probably about 2 to 3 weeks since the last part of this video. There's quite a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. The first part is the results of the experiment. So as you know, we added Amano Shrimp into this tank to see if we could clean up the wood surface, and just by looking at it you should be able to see a massive difference already. All of that horrible algae and just horrible looking waste is all gone. The Amano Shrimp have cleared it up pretty quickly as well. The only thing they haven't done is this moss, which I also want to clean. That's not looking too great. I mean, we do have some new growth here, just there behind that Amano Shrimp, but all this old stuff is still quite messy. But to be honest, I'm not that bothered by it. I'm quite happy with how the tank looks in terms of the wood in it. That's great. In the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to add some more fish to this tank, and we're going to add some more neon tetras because I want a kind of bigger show of them around this area. And there's only 5 in them in just now, so that's not really that great. A lot of them did die, so we're going to have to stock them back up. I think we're also going to add a spawning mop into this tank to see if we can get some action from the cherry burbs. Now, if you don't know what a spawning mop is, then come back in the next video and I'll go through it with you. Hey guys, thanks very much for watching. Please leave a comment and I'll see you all next time.